Today we're solving radical equations. If we have to solve the square root of x minus 3 equals 4, so we need to solve for x. We need x by itself, so let's start by taking 3 to the other side. We use the inverse operation plus 3. What you do to one side, you do to the other. The square root of x equal to 7. What do we do to get rid of the radical? We have to square it. What you do to one side, you do to the other. That means that x is equal to 49. Now we can check our answer by substituting x into the original equation, x minus 3 equals 4. The square root of 49 minus 3 equals 4. 7 minus 3 equals 4. This shows that our answer is correct. We have to solve the square root of x minus 3 equals 4. First, we have to get rid of the radical. How do we get rid of the radical? We square. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So we're left with x minus 3 is equal to 16. Now we can solve for x. Use the inverse operation of minus 3 plus 3. What you do to one side, you do to the other. X equals 19. Now we can check our answer. The square root of x minus 3 equals 4. This means the square root of 19 minus 3 is equal to 4. The square root of 16 is equal to 4. And we find that our answer is correct. If we need to solve an equation with a radical on both sides of the equal sign, what do we have to do? Square both sides. Now we have 3n minus 2 is equal to n plus 6. Now we can continue solving. I'm going to take the n to one side of the equation. 2n minus 2 is equal to 6. We need n by itself, so the inverse of minus 2 is plus 2. We're left with 2n equals 8. To finish solving the equation, we need to divide by 2 on both sides. We find that n is equal to 4. Can we check this equation? We can check by substituting into the original equation. So the square root of 3n minus 2 is equal to the square root of n plus 6. This means the square root of 3 times 4 times 2 should be equal to the square root of 4 plus 6. 3n minus 2 is equal to n plus 6. 3n minus 2 is equal to n plus 6. 3 times 4 is 12 minus 2 is equal to the square root of 10. The square root of 10 is equal to the square root of 10. That means our answer is correct. If we have to solve x equals the square root of x plus 6, we have to start by getting rid of the radical. That means we have to square both sides. Now x squared is equal to x plus 6. Now we have an x squared and we have an x. So we need to move everything to the same side of the equation so we have it equal to 0. So subtract x, and x squared minus x equals to 6. Subtract 6. We've got x squared minus x minus 6 equal to 0. Now we have to factor. And now we need to factor to find the answer to this equation. You can factor whichever way is best for you. I'm going to factor by grouping. negative 6x squared. The factors of negative 6x squared that equal to negative 1 are 2x and negative 3x. X squared plus 2x minus 3x minus 6. Factor an x, I'm left with x plus 2. Factor a negative 3, x plus 2. So the factors are x minus 3, x plus 2 equal to 0. We can find what each x is equal to. We can set x minus 3 equal to 0 and x plus 2 equal to 0. That means that x can be equal to 3 and x can be equal to negative 2. Now we need to check both of these answers to make sure that both answers make the original equation true. So our original equation is x equals square root of x plus 6. X equals square root of x plus 6. And we're going to check both answers. So if x is equal to 3, we would say 3 equals the square root of 3 plus 6. 3 is equal to the square root of 9. 3 equals 3. That means that x equals 3 is an answer. Now we can check x is equal to negative 2. Negative 2 is equal to the square root of negative 2 plus 6. Negative 2 is equal to the square root of 4. Negative 2 is not equal to 2. That means that negative 2 is an extraneous solution. And we know we have an extraneous solution once we check and we see that it does not make the original equation true. So the only answer in this case would be x equals 3. If we have to solve the square root of 2x plus 6 equals 4, we can subtract 6 from both sides. Square root of 2x equals negative 2. Now we have to square both sides. The square root 2x equals 4. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X is equal to 2. Let's check our solution. The square root of 2 times 2 plus 6 equals 4. The square root of 4 plus 6 equals 4. 2 plus 6 equals 4. 8 is not equal to 4. 2 plus 6 equals 8. 8 is not equal to 4. This means there is no solution. At this point, look, we have a radical equal to a negative. We can see that the answer to a square root is not going to be negative. So at this point, you can also tell that there is no solution.